Hi guys, it's Ray with Ray's Turquoise Turtle. I'm going to do the tack-it method today. I realize I haven't done one for you guys yet. So, trying to get a little more light in here. I'm going to be using this glitter from Glitter Bay called Walk on Water. It's a pretty blue holographic. I'm going to do it on a 30-ounce skinny that I base coated with Rust-Oleum's Seaside. You can coat it white, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to do a 50-50-ish mix of tack-it and water. I've already mixed that up. It's Aleene's tack-it over and over. It has to be the over and over, otherwise it'll dry. You can't just use a regular tacky glue. So this is not the ideal brush for this. It's kind of small, but it's what I have handy. And I shook this so it's a little bubbly, but it'll be fine. I'm going to do 2 coats. So I'm just going to paint the coat on fairly thin. And then I'm going to let it dry for half hour, 45 minutes or so, and come back in and do the second coat. I like to do a second coat just to make sure I've got it all. You can use a Mod Podge brush for this, you know, wider and flatter, but something soft. This was just a clean, uncontaminated, didn't have any ink or any paint or anything on it brush, so that's why I went with this one. I'm going to go over it and make sure I don't have any of these big white spots. And make sure you do the bottom and get around the edge. And I stuck this down before it was quite dry, so I did lose a couple little spots on my paint. Not the end of the world, but apparently it's a little muggy. Okay, lost a little bristle there, so I'm going to try and work that off. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit and dry, and I will come back for the second coat. Okay, on to coat number 2. Same thing, thin coat. Hopefully if there are any messy spots on the first coat, the second coat will get them. Actually, I'm going to skip to the bottom first, because then I can kind of smooth it over a little bit. I'm flinging tack-it all over my shirt, and I'm already dressed for work. I'm almost back around, so I don't need a ton more. And I do have another little bristle right there to get off. So that should do it for this coat. And I will be back in about 15 minutes or so, 15-20, when I can't see any white anymore. You might not be able to see the white, but I can, to do the glitter part. Okay, I am ready for glitter. So I'm going to start by just piling on the glitter. Just let it roll right off. I'm not going to worry about being neat at this point. Try not to dump too much on the inside of the cup. You can do it from the shaker side if you want, if you like freak out about how you handle your glitter. My goal is simply quick. And don't forget the bottom, because we did do that as well. Hopefully I got the bottom coated enough. Okay, so I'm just going to tap some off. I'm going to set this down just 1 second. I'm going to clean up the glitter that's on the paper, because I'm obviously not going to waste all of that. My table's got a little tack-it on it, so it's sticky. Okay. I'm going to do this next step with gloves on. You can do it with your bare hand. I don't like to touch my glitters with my bare hands, but personal preference, I'm going to at least start with my gloves. You're just going to rub the glitter back off. This is going to lay that glitter down on the surface of the cup. See what it's doing? It's really bringing out that holographic sparkle. And this is a spot where I obviously had a little thicker of a line. So I might have to work that a little bit more. This glitter I am going to waste. I'm not going to put that back in the jar. I don't want to burnish it right back down to the silver, but I do want to try and work out that line somewhat. And don't forget to do the bottom. The bottom's sometimes a little more difficult around that ring. And you can tack it a regular glitter down, but you're not going to get the holographic rainbow effect unless you use holographic glitter. So be aware of that. And you can use this method to apply any glitter, it just won't do the same thing. You can rub pretty hard. That tack-it's gonna hold it. You might have to rub pretty hard to get those thick spots. I'm going to rub this pretty hard against the palm of my hand, just to try and get anything that might be hiding in those little rims out. Just brush it off. Make sure all that excess is brushed off. And there you go. Tack-it method for glitter. Just going to look it over again, double check the rim, wipe my hand along the edge. This is why I like to wear gloves. I don't really want that all over my hands. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to get some resin mixed up, and I will show you a coat of resin going on, but that's as far as I'm going to go with this cup today. I will, maybe when I figure out what I'm doing with the cup, come back and finish it for you guys, but for now, this was just showing the tack-it technique. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and get a quick coat of resin on here. I don't want to touch inside the cup because I do have other cups to coat, so I'm just going to drizzle a little. Should be plenty. I'm probably going to pick up some loose glitters on my glove, especially as I come across the bottom. Again, this is as far as I'm going with this one. This was just to show you the tack-it technique. I don't know what I'm going to do with this cup yet, so it's just going to sit for a day or two, or until next week. Then I'll figure out what I want to do with it. And if I come up with something fun to do with it, I will come on and finish it. If I just decal it and coat it, I probably won't come on and show that because it's really not all that fun. So there you have it. Just a basic tack-it technique with glitter. All right. See you on the next one.